What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. It pisses me off to no end when I see a clearly black African dude talking shit about black people as if they not black. Now, this Cuban dude, right? Black Cuban, clearly a West African, can tell no difference between an African American and him. He talking shit about African Americans in our boycott. He's not taking seriously what it is that we are doing, and which is weird because he's Cuban and he's a black Cuban. And by the way, he in no way represents the sentiment of black Cubans. All right, black Cubans are some of the most pan-African Latinos in the history of all ethno-national Latin groups. All right, they so pan-African they went to Africa and helped Africans fight against apartheid and against colonialism. Boots on ground, all right? They shed blood for their African brothers and sisters, so they don't need to be questioned. Now, those white Cubans, all right? People keep forgetting. Those white Cubans are just Europeans, speaking their natural language, all right? There's a difference between white Cubans, the ones in Florida that voted for Trump. Those are actual just Europeans speaking their native language, right? Who are clearly racially distinct and ethnically distinct from the Cubans who are black, who are descendants of West Africans who were captured by those very same white Spanish people and brought to the island of Cuba, okay? And then you got the Native American Indian Cubans who some of them are still there, all right? But this guy is clearly, all right, on the white colonizer side while talking shit. He's a trucker, so he's probably, well, I'm not gonna say that because it's wrong, because that's disrespectful to all truckers. But he's a trucker, so that means he's probably a single dude who lives alone in his truck, driving up and down the road. He doesn't socialize with anybody. He probably listens to AM fucking conservative radio and shit to pass the time. So he's being programmed as he goes up and down 95 and across Route 66. All right. But without further ado, let's listen to this ignoramus, and everybody, feel free to completely and totally eviscerate this goddamn coconut coonarian, all right, who does not represent Cubans, definitely don't represent Afro-Cubans, and he's an embarrassment to the black race and black people globally. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Hey, black community. How's that Asian boycott working out for you, man? I mean, I've been watching it online, how y'all gonna stop dealing with this Asian establishments and so on and so on. So that leads me to wonder to all these women where they're gonna get their hair from, their eyelashes, and where they're gonna get their nails and feet done. And so on and so on. Where you're gonna get your Nike sneakers from and all that other shit. I'm trying to figure it out. Me, I'm not boycotting shit. This is not my fight. It really isn't. Besides, this pepper steak and fried rice is banging.
While you were too busy worried about Love Island, I know because I was too busy worried about Love Island. Guess what? Cuba's still starving. Cuba's still starving. Did you forget that Donald Trump cut off their oil supply, so now they don't have enough oil to run any of their machinery or keep their lights off? Cuba's been in the dark for a couple of months now. They don't even have electricity and Wi-Fi to eat or use anything electrical. They can barely see during the nighttime. Did you forget that? So while you're too busy distracted by what's going on television, always remember that there's people out here that's literally dying.
It is a worsening situation in Cuba today. Cuban officials now saying nearly 3 million people are dealing with a lack of water. Some Cubans on the island say it has been days since they've received a water delivery. Cuban authorities blame the U.S. oil blockade and say Cuba's water system is now operating with less than half of the fuel it needs. A lack of water coupled with rolling blackouts and a dwindling oil supply are worsening the humanitarian crisis in Cuba as the Trump administration has continued its pressure campaign for change on the communist island. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in this week's cabinet meeting again called Cuba a national security threat.
This is what it's like to experience a blackout in the middle of Cuba in the face of this terrible economic crisis that people are enduring here. If you look around, you can see the blocks of flats behind me. Most of them are in pitch blackness. There's a few lights on up there, and those are the people who've been lucky enough to charge up a battery, or maybe they've got a mobile phone or something to illuminate.
These piles of trash in almost every corner of Havana is just yet another issue Cubans have had to endure.
Negros
100%.
americanos.
100%.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not gonna get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans the most, are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out, because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it. I get
masses,
it. But I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, of this, all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your asses, Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're gonna kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some black ass. La única
Yo, as a Cuban living in Miami, I want to apologize on behalf of the rest of us that just don't see it. I don't know what it is that we don't see. The Department of Homeland Security is telling us what it is, and a lot of y'all are acting completely oblivious to the situation. So the Department of Homeland Security tweeted out, the stakes have never been higher and the goal has never been more clear. Remigration now. What is remigration, you might ask? Remigration is a European far-right concept of ethnic cleansing via the mass deportation of non-white minority populations, especially immigrants, and sometimes including those born in Europe and holding European citizenship. See, now that term has a very long history. Go ahead, look it up, but that is the gist of it, is the ethnic cleansing part. Mind you, these are the same people that came out with the Pokemon Gotta Catch 'Em All ICE deportation video. That Pokemon themselves had to come out and say like, yo, we had no part in that. And I don't know if y'all have seen the deportation videos, but they're not going around asking y'all for documents if you can't speak English. And what's even crazier is that it's like 43% of Miami doesn't speak English. Y'all think ICE isn't gonna make its way down here? They're letting us cool out for a bit because they know that a large majority of Miami is Republican. A lot of the Hispanics are Republican, but you think they're not gonna plan to come down here at some point in these next 3 years? But listen, man, all I'm saying is if you got family that doesn't speak any sort of English, look out for them. That's all. That's because they are playing games, man. They don't care if you don't look the part, if you don't sound the part, they will take you, and we will see you later, man. We'll see you when we see you, because we don't know.
The texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such an extent that you bleach? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.